In late October 2020, the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization received this footage from Logan Canyon, Utah. As per the witness, he and his son were driving through a popular rifle hunting area when they spotted a dark figure walking along a creek bed while he assumed this was a hunter. He couldn't explain why they were wearing all brown during an active rifle hunt, especially given that it's illegal to not wear a certain amount of orange. Nevertheless, the witness didn't stop to investigate since he was due to attend a meeting. Still curious, however, he and his son revisited the scene a few days later. Concurring to this, the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch team arrived unannounced. Together, they attempted to gauge the size of the subject using a 6'8" tall 200 pounds man as a reference point. They estimated that the figure was 728 feet tall and twice as wide. Although Sasquatch are primarily associated with North America, sightings of the creature stretch as far as Australia. The oldest organization dedicated to investigating these alleged creatures, is Australia Yahi. Research on April 2, 2021, a 4-person team traveled to the Gold Coast hinterland 2 days into the expedition. The group set up base camp in Springbrook National Park. Following a meal researcher book, Bingham left the lively camp to practice with their latest FMAL camera. An hour before midnight, Book radioed the team about a possible ongoing sighting 50 m away from the camp. He spotted a large head looking around a tree stump as he zoomed in. He realized that there were 2 massive heat signatures. Concerned that the figures looked too small on the viewfinder, Book momentarily stopped recording to reset the zoom before he could press record again. However, the creatures silently left. By adhering to Book's instructions, the team were able to determine where he and the figures were standing based upon the size of the foliage. The subjects were standing behind their estimated height, ranged between 8 and 9 feet. A sincere but admittedly eccentric personality. Tennessee resident Scott Carpenter was an avid outdoorsman, an amateur Sasquatch researcher despite his earnest efforts. However, it's generally accepted that the majority of his recordings with pareidolia, that is, with the exception of this video from 2012, shot using his back camera, it shows a strange white-colored figure crouched down behind some foliage on its own. The footage wouldn't be all that remarkable, but when considering Scott's son's reputation, it becomes that much more intriguing. The self-described Bigfoot hunter Robert Dodson was either adored or despised for his unconventional research methods. Rather than search for the Sasquatch, he attempted to lure them to him via bait traps. On September 16, 2014, Dodson left a mix of fruit and meat to his Oklahoma research area around 9:30 p.m. that night. The researcher was panning across the trees when he noticed a pair of glowing eyes by the bear.
You don't like that light, whatever the hell it is. see it nowhere.
Following this extended game of hide-and-seek, Dodson charges the subject against his better judgment.
Damn, I wish I'd put the battery in that damn thing. Shit. Don't do this at home. Whatever you do. It's right over here. Don't ever do this. Right off behind all this. Turn around, let the camera see it.
Concerned about further aggressive behavior, Godson eventually left the area. When he later returned, he placed a marker at the ice-high pine, while some skeptics had argued that they belonged to a DEA. Dodson calculated that they stood around 8 feet. The night before Halloween, 2013 brothers John and Joel Brown were sitting outside their rural Washington property when they heard a light tapping directly behind them. By now, this type of strange activity had been going on for over a year. Believing it could be Sasquatch-related, the brothers had borrowed a F-mail camera from researchers at the Olympic Society as such. They were ready with the camera when they heard the series of knocks. Immediately, John began scanning the field and manned the bellowing herd of cows from the F next door. He noticed the distinct heat signature. Unsure how to record, John handed the camera over to Joel by the time he started recording. However, the figure had already changed position now. Approximately 120 feet away, its upper half was peeking over a ridge. Using a scale pole, researchers determined that the subject was at least 7 foot tall and 4 T wide. Despite suggestions that the figure was a cow's ears are clearly noticeable, and thermal camera. Well, the mainstream consensus is that Bigfoot is flesh and blood. There is a fringe within the fringe that contents the asupernatural, a YouTuber who's researched male, and credence to this controversial theory is Ohio photographer Angie Sedire since 2008. Angie has kept a diary of all the Sasquatch activity on her property despite nearly a decade and a half of documentation. However, she's careful to present only a small selection of videos that depict a real Bigfoot. The strangest of these was recorded on January 15, 2016. At the time of the capture, Angie was walking outside with her phone filming behind her. Curiously, this isn't the only footage to possibly show a Sasquatch performing incredible speeds. In October 2022, California Dream 1382 uploaded a similar video to her TikTok. According to the poster, her boss' daughter was Snapchatting when she accidentally filmed a creature leap from a tree. Even after all the great work by researchers, it's feasible that some of the greatest Sasquatch footage was captured by a random married couple on August 8, 2013. Bill and Wendy of Gulf Island Rock were driving back from Port Arthur through Canada when she suggested they stop for a short hike 200 ft into the forest. They noticed a large hairy figure around 100 ft in the distance on first observing the animal. Bill assumed it was a bear foraging for food, yet it appeared to have a chicle head. Whatever it was, however, the couple left as soon as it did. For nearly 3 decades of his life, timber giant Bigfoot has been searching for the elusive creature out of the thousands of minutes he's recorded. In that time, just over 5 might depict some of the clearest evidence ever captured on September 15, 2013. Timber giant was exploring the southern Ontario woods when he heard the recurrent sound of stone knocking. Tracking the source of the noise, he saw a red-colored creature about 108 feet away.
Holy shit. Where's the... Oh, come on. It's right there. I have my glasses on. Look at that. Holy. That's what's making the noise. Oh crap, I busted. There you go. I'm pretty sure that was the thing that was making the noise. I'm seeing it now. I think that's it. Oh, crap is everywhere. Oh, look at that. What the hell am I looking at? I'm trying to... I'm looking down there. I don't see it at all with my eye, but I can kind of see it on the screen. It's gone now. There it is. Holy. I'm guessing it's probably... Oh, it's probably like, I don't know, 150 feet away. I'm right on the tree. I can't go behind the trees. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Look at that. I can see it. It looks really dark in that. When I'm looking at it, it looks quite red on the camera. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, look at this. Holy.
A religious practice based on supposed communication with the spirits of the dead in the graveyard. Franco was a bit surprised to see pebbles and beads on graves and fountains around there. Was also a wooden shed with pictures of deceased people all over it. After that, he visited the Cascada bookstore. To his surprise, there were cars.
Look for some footprints. Look at this though. Holy. The stone is even warm. Look, there's where it was smashing things with it. Look at this. The stone's right in the ground.